they when I was there in internal affairs, I was there for 2 years on in internal affairs after a year and a half undercover, right? And the stuff I seen at internal affairs, like they were celebrating when they caught a cop taking $20. Listen, that's bad, right? But they made it seem like they solved some grand case. People were getting promoted off of that, and people were getting, praise and stuff like that. Dude, I took down a whole network of police officers that was taking hundreds of thousands of dollars every fucking month, and I'm getting fucked with. You know what I mean? So it just shows you like that cop taking $20, it's just like smoke and mirrors. Like, look, we're fighting corruption. Look, cops taking $20, we got them. We're getting rid of corrupt cops. But meanwhile, the real corruption, the real nitty gritty part of it, where chiefs are getting paid off, where kickbacks are going all the way up top, they're not fighting that because it makes them look bad, right? That's their true corruption in the back that they want to hide. So they hide it and they cover it up with these bullshit little investigations that they do on cops taking pens or cops taking free coffee or free dinners and stuff like that, and money, like, little money here, little, or doing this there. It's all smoke and mirrors. Like, you think that's bad? These cops were doing really effed up stuff where they were raping girls in the karaoke's, like, like raping them in the bathroom, and nothing would happen to them, you know? So whatever the case is, look, it was what they were trying to tell people was send a message and saying, look, if you come out and you break the blue wall, this is what happens to you. You get fucked with, you know? And it's kind of like scaring other people from coming out. Like, look at Adrian Schoolcraft. All right, he came out and he whistleblew about the quota system. Right, a lot of cops was like, yeah, finally somebody say something. All right, a lot of cops didn't come out and say anything, including me. Right, I was scared. He came out, he said something, and look what they did to him. He was out sick. The commanding officer went to his house. Right, told him to open the door. They tried to drag him out of his house. He said, no, you need a warrant. They dragged him out of his house anyway, put him in the psych ward to make him seem like he's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's just disgusting the way they do things. They done that to my daughter. My daughter was in school. She was sitting in class, right? This is elementary school, like junior high school, right? She's sitting in class. She's in lab. She's bored, and she goes like this to another kid, like, which, like, I'm bored out of my mind, right? And the teacher goes, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" And she's like, "Well, I'm bored out of my mind, right?" And she's like, "Oh my God, you're suicidal. Call your dad in, right?" But they took it as disrespect to their teaching, right? So they call me in. They're like, "Listen, she can't do that. It's disrespectful, blah, 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 whatever," right? And then the 111 precinct is right next to the 109 precinct. And some of the people that we investigated, like one of the lieutenants, he went to 111 precinct after, things were, or before before we arrested the cops. He transferred out early. Somebody gave him the heads up. He transferred out early to the 111 precinct and skated off, right? Escaped out of it. And so he's there now. And when they found out that it was my daughter, they decided, let's call the cops. Let's bring her to the psych ward. And now she gets made fun of and stuff like that, to the point where when she went to high school, right, she didn't feel comfortable because they kept on fucking with her still. They kept on picking on her. Now I had to homeschool her. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the tactics they play. They don't just come in and destroy you. They slowly poke at you, mess with you, mess with you, mess with you. They'll give you like messed up posts. Like, if you're on patrol, they'll give you messed up posts. Oh, you want a day off? No, you can't have the day off. My needs of the department, we need you here. We need you to be working. Oh, we'll give you overtime on top of that on your days off. So you have no days off. So you're mentally and physically exhausted. And then when somebody else, you see other people who are friendly with them, they get whatever day off they want. They get to do whatever the hell they want. They could get whatever overtime they want. They could do, get any day they approved off they want. They could get any assignment they want. They could do whatever they want. And it's like, it's much more stress free, the job, right? Because it's really stressful, the job. Because now imagine you're getting not only attacked here in the office, but when you go out in the street, you're getting attacked by the public now on top of that. So everywhere you go, you're getting attacked. That's mentally and physically exhausting. You know? So to the point, that's why so many cops committed suicide in 2019, and you know, um, It's just really sad, bro. It's the way they do things is just so sad. You
And,
know?
and you mentioned the blue wall, which I've heard before,
Yes.
but I was hoping you could elaborate a little bit more. I assume that's basically like don't break ranks, but can you kind of talk more about what?
No, no, no. It's not. It's not. Don't break ranks. It's Have you ever done military are you in a fraternity or anything like that?
I was in a fraternity. Yeah.
Okay, so when you're in a fraternity during the hazing process, you don't tell people what happened in the hazing process, right? You keep it to yourself. It's supposed to be secret and stuff like that. If you broke if you broke that wall, that brotherhood, that trust, right? You not only you would get hazed, but your brothers, your line brothers would get hazed also, correct? Same mentality. And then you'll be labeled as a rat, a snitch, and then they'll keep on picking on you. Oh, you want to tell other people what's going on, and they'll keep on hazing on you, hazing on you, and hazing on you. It's the same thing. Same thing.
And I mean, the
It's
obvious.
the same. It's the same thing as like the mafia. Like
Right.
if you try to rat or snitch, you get whacked.
So the obvious question is, how have you stayed safe, being a whistleblower and being so outspoken?
Being in the spotlight. Being in the spotlight. As soon as I got my lawyer, he put it in the papers. We put in notice of claim. It hit the papers. The papers ran with it. We planned it out, right? Before I whistleblew, before I did that, constantly stay in the papers. Stay in the papers, stay in the spotlight. I also aligned myself with other whistleblowers, with Serpico, with the guy from Rochester, Edward Raymond. He's currently a lieutenant, and he's whistleblowing on the quota system and how it targets minority neighborhoods. He's also running for city council. You know, me running for public office also keeps me safe and in the spotlight. You know, like it's just so many things that you could do. You just have to be in the public eye. If once you disappear out of the public eye, that's when they start coming after you again because they
And,
realize nobody's paying attention to you, nobody's watching.
and my last question is, when you look at all of these murders going on all over the country, particularly of black men, I mean, my first thought is, do these police officers, are they not paying attention to what's been going on? I don't mean that in a dumb way, but it's just like, for example, Jacob Blake. This officer has shot him 7 times from the back. You know, we don't know everything about it, but it just seems to me, if all of this is happening over and over and over again, and finally you're starting to see more charges, it just seems like police would naturally, you know, change the way they do things, because you have to assume you
Well,
might be on camera. You have to assume it might blow up now, but
right.
they're not.
Well, here's the thing, right? One, um, I don't want anyone to think that this is new. It's always been happening, right? It's always been happening. It's just that now we have means to record it and spread the word through the internet, right? Um, the second thing is there's a lot of good cops. There are a lot of good cops that just want to do their job, that want to work with the community. There are those bad cops that are angry inside and they just do stupid shit like that. Like the thing with Jacob Blake. Yeah. Okay, he's walking away. Why do you have the gun to his back? You know, first of all, why are you pointing a gun to his back? I saw another cop pointed out that he was carrying a knife or something like that in his hand, right? Okay, but he's walking away. You know, so if he's walking away, he's not confrontational. He's not a threat, right? Yeah, but you could argue that he could just simply turn around and slash you, but he's walking away, you know? So if he's walking away, let him walk away. You bring some distance behind, or behind him. Or if you have that many cops, you have like 5 cops there, right? How many cops were there? It was like 5. You have 5 cops there. You can't physically hold a person down. You know what I mean? Like, there's no need for you to point the gun at a man's back when he's walking away from you, right? So whatever the case is, and then when he got into his car, you saw the cop grab him and then shoot him in the back. Look, I wasn't there. I don't know what he was, why he grabbed him or what he was going for in the car and stuff like that. But I would like to believe that. How am I going to put this in the right way? Like, I don't want to. How I personally feel, it was wrong, straight up wrong. I would never. I would never have done that. I would never have done that. Right? Who the person is, right? If he got away like that, then you go catch him another day. Especially when he has his kids in the car and stuff like that. Like you just, it's just sad how it happened. Like the guy you had so much opportunity to stop him when he's walking away from you, going around the car. He's avoiding confrontation, and then you bring the confrontation to him, and then on top of that, you use excessive force on him. Right now, why couldn't the five guys just grab him and hold him down, or why couldn't they just taser him? There's so many things they could have done. Oh, but maybe I heard that they did taser him and didn't work, right? But you have five people with tasers. One of them isn't gonna work. So there's so many things that gone wrong there that they could have done correctly, but different people do different things. And also you have to understand when you're in a situation, your adrenaline is pumping. Sometimes you don't think straight. You get the tunnel vision and it just goes in and you're like, after it's over, you're like, what the fuck did I do? So, but yeah, I think that was handled wrong. But it's easy for me to say from watching the video instead of being in the situation. But it was wrong. Nonetheless, it was wrong. What happened with George Floyd? Oh my God! When I saw that video, I was like, when the hell is this guy gonna get off this fucking neck? Like he's handcuffed already. Pick him up. Put him inside the squad car or put him against, have him sit down against the wheel of the car or stuff like that. Like, when are you going to get off his neck? Right. I also heard that this guy used to work with him in a security detail. They used to do security somewhere and he had a personal vendetta against him. And he actually wanted to like, get him back and like murder the guy. So, there you go. Like, it's just crazy.
My last question is, how can people find out more? You're running for office now, elections in November. Tell people how they could support you if they choose to.
Well, I hope people can support me. I hope people want to vote for me. If you want to find out what I'm all about, you could go to stevefornewyork.com. That's STEVEFORNEWYORK.com. Also, if you're on social media, listen, I'll be honest with you, I don't update my website that much. Because I don't know much about website designing. I have a web guy. And, for me to get in touch with this person to update it all the time, it's really hard. You could contact me on social media. When you go to stevefornewyork.com, on the top right-hand corner, you'll see my Facebook link, my Instagram link, and my Twitter link. And feel free to instant message me or DM me anytime. I'll accept the message just like Jordan did, right? You reached out, I accepted it, I read it, I responded. If you want to know what my platform is and stuff like that, just ask me for it and I'll send you my press kit and I'll have all the information there.
Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.